Today's word of Wokism is decolonization. And I never dreamed when I put this word on my list months ago that I would be explaining it to you with the context that we have of Hamas slaughtering Israelis in the way they did. And I say that because, as a tweet that is now infamous said, what did you think decolonization looked like? Essays, letters, etc. She was right. Now, she's a despicable human being, this Somali person, journalist, whatever, who wrote that. She supports Hamas. But she's not wrong. That is what decolonization looks like, ritualistic murder. Now, for more on that, I'm going to direct you to James Lindsay's latest bullet on decolonization. You must listen to it. It is not optional. I cannot possibly do the word justice in this video. So you're going to need to go watch that. What I am going to tell you, because I cover education, is that it is connected. It is not just some concept that philosophers sit around and talk about in the halls of universities or in classrooms in colleges. Okay? It is happening and being discussed in K-12. I've made videos about it. Go back and watch the video I did about Dr. Seuss. I did one called Disrupt Texts, about decolonizing the canon. I've talked about this before, but it is relevant because it may begin by people telling you that colonial powers were so bad, that anyone who's poor is poor because of colonial powers way back in the way back. They draw a straight line across hundreds of years, negating millions upon millions of individual choices that may or may not have contributed to somebody's end state, and tell you it's because somebody got on a ship and went to a country where they weren't born and set up shop there. Now, some people did that in brutal ways. I'm not saying I approve of that. Some people did it and just traded and said, hey, can we come live here? And actually were told, sure, no problem. It's a mixed bag. Even some of those who showed up with guns still improved upon the land where they were, still improved the lives of the people they colonized. It wasn't all bad, but nobody wants to have that conversation. And they're sure not teaching it to your kids. None of us would be here but for those colonizers. And our revolution wasn't a revolution, by the way. It was a war for independence. We didn't do what decolonizers do. Decolonizers destroy everything that has any connection to the colonial power or the alleged colonizer. Everything. They destroy it. They're not interested in anything. Nothing from the past could possibly be good. They don't even care about the present. They just care about this imaginary future that will be magically better for the wretched of the earth when they get rid of all trappings of the colonizer. That can be right down to the written word itself, indoor plumbing, medicine, whatever, got to decolonize. So it might start with too many dead white men in the school library, too many works by this person that we don't particularly care for because they came from a colonizer nation, or this person owned slaves or whatever. So we're going to pull that out of the curriculum. It's the same impulse. So the impulse is destroy that which was. There's nothing good about it. And something better will follow. We can't describe for you what it is. Don't even ask us, but surely it's there. So they're making a decision to deprive your child of all the knowledge passed down through the ages from Greece on forward in Western civilization in the name of decolonization. Now think of all the things your child will never learn because of that. Think of the concepts they will never be able to form because of that lack of knowledge. And most importantly, really most importantly, they will not understand that objective reality can be known, because the fundamental underpinning philosophy of decolonization is that nothing can be known. It's nihilism. Postmodernism, nihilism, blah, 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 they all blend together. It's the idea that reality cannot be known. Objective reality doesn't exist. Your perception is all that is. And even that isn't. It's illusory. And how easy is it to convince someone that no one person is, more worthy of life than another, and, each person it's all relative, each culture is the same value, all ideas are of the same weight, except the ones we decide today we don't like because reasons. So nothing is true. There's no truth, there's no goodness, there's no beauty. And so if I tell you, if I want to tell you, go destroy that thing over there or go kill that person, and it will make you better. It will make you whole, and it's not even going to matter, and they don't even matter because they're just like squishing a bug. They're nothing. It's going to be a lot easier for you to do it. It's a kind of, it's not just cultural suicide. It's a suicide of the spirit, of the mind, of the heart, of the soul, everything. It's just death to everything that you actually wanted your child to embody. And this is what they're teaching. They're teaching nothing is true and real and good. Decolonization means that. That's what it means. And they will say, no, that's not what it means. It means just that we want to like add in some more this, that, and the other in the curriculum, whatever. Then why are you calling it decolonization? Because that's what decolonization means. If what you want to do is add a few more books by some brown people, then do it. But you're not saying that. You're saying you want to tear down that which was there, not add to. If what you want to do is add some word problems that have some cultural references that people might relate to a little better than some of the old ones from the 50s that nobody knows anymore, why don't you just say you're editing it or updating it for, today's students? But that's not what they're saying. They're saying they're decolonizing it. They're stripping it of what was. They're stripping it of anything that was tied to the Western European white colonial powers. Well, that ultimately means everything, because if your purpose is decolonization, you start, but you're going to have to keep going. When do you know you're done? That's a question you can ask. So please go watch James's video to better understand it. Watch the 4 video series that's marked below. And please understand these things are not disconnected, that it's not a both sides are bad kind of situation. No. What Hamas did was so beyond the pale, barbaric, and heinous. And I don't say that because I'm a Jew, and I don't say that because I'm a Zionist. I say that because I'm a human being. And because when it comes to decolonization, right now in the Western world, we're all Jews now. The decolonizers will do that eventually to all of us. You can take comfort in, well, I'm not a Jew and I don't live in Israel and this doesn't affect me. Yes, it does. Your children are being taught the same ideas that are embodied in the Hamas charter and in the Marxist ideology, believe it or not, that underpins it. Yes, Marxist. If you go back and trace the history of all of these Palestinian liberation groups, they all tie back to Marxists. I highly recommend that people go learn some history and don't get it off social media. But that is where this comes from. And that is why they were out there doing those ritualistic killings. That's what decolonization does look like.